Well, I have Guillain-Barré, and so you're completely healthy, and then all of a sudden you start going numb and losing sensation and losing control of your nerves and your muscles. It took about a week and a half for me being perfectly fine to me being paralyzed from the waist down. I spent a long while in the hospital, and then we needed a place for me to be able to go. I couldn't go to my house. We had a shop at the bottom, and then, all of the bedrooms and bathrooms at the top. Telling them they were having an in-service about Touchstone. And everybody afterwards came running down the hall to my room, and they're like, "We found a place, it'll be perfect." And so I said, "Where's Conroe?" And they showed me pictures on like LICR trees. I have a 3-year-old, and it was really good for him to be out here because in the hospital, it's really hard for people to visit, and especially for little kids. It's scary or it's boring, and they can't be still, and they're kind of loud. And so when we came out here, they encourage your family to come visit, and Caleb came and run around and see the turtles and the ducks and the trees. So he was so excited because we were going to be able, after 6 months of me being in the hospital or in a rehab center and not home, he was able to, see me at someplace more familiar to him. You feel more like you're at a resort and not in a hospital environment or an inpatient type thing. You feel kind of like you got to come on vacation. It's beautiful, the buildings are beautiful, the grounds are gorgeous. It's really hard to go from being up and moving and running and doing everything to all of a sudden you're paralyzed and you can't do any of the stuff that you used to do. When you're in the hospital, you're not thinking about the future, you're just trying to get better. And then when you get here, it's the first time that you're thinking about, now what? And so everybody can help you with that next step. And they are very supportive. They helped me get through that really rough period where I was just in shock and kind of in mourning for, I lost my career, I lost everything, and that where you're trying to figure out what you're gonna do, and they were there through all of that. There's a lot of resources that they have, and so I was able to get in contact with like the Voc Rehab, and they put me in contact with DARS, and then DARS is helping me to have my vehicle modified and stuff and get me back to work. And then the physical therapy people were able to get me the things that I need for home. With me being very independent, it was hard for me to ask for help, and they were able to teach me how to ask for help and how to tell people how they could help me, and which I didn't know how to do. It sounds crazy, but I didn't know how to ask people for help. So that was one of the ways that they were helpful to me. So, and that the staff is kind of different from another place. I've been doing artwork since I was old enough to hold a paintbrush, just little tiny. And so when all of this happened and I lost the feeling in my hands, and I was really scared that that part of me was gone. And so I had a pad and a pen, and I kept sketching, trying to get something going when I was in the hospital. The people here saw that I was trying to, regain that talent, and came to me and said, you know, we have a new building that we're opening and we need some artwork for the building, and we will bring you paints and canvases and you can paint whatever you want, and set up a room, this room, for me to try it. It was part of my physical therapy, was for me to come in here and every day practice painting. They individualize your care because they saw that it was important to me. It was something that it was part of me that I thought I had lost. And so they're like, hey, you can regain that, you know, and brought in all this stuff and just let me work it out.